Hello everybody, welcome back to Break Fury. Today I'm going to be reviewing the LEGO Ideas 21325 Medieval Blacksmith. This is the 33rd set in the LEGO Ideas line and is rated 18+. It contains 4 minifigs, the main blacksmith build, a side cart, a horse and a husky, or a wolf depending on how you see it. And we're going to get straight in with looking at the minifigs. On the left we have the blacksmith, of course, and on the right we have presumably the blacksmith's wife. The blacksmith has a hammer as his tool for hammering away at his metal, and a very red beard, of course, and hair. Of course, with the overalls printed on his legs as well as his torso. Spin it round, and there's the back detailing on the back. And remove his hairpiece so you can see his second face. And I'll just come back quickly with the main face, which is obscured by the beard. And there is the blacksmith's main face, which is very cheery. The blacksmith's wife has a bow and arrow and a quiver on her back for seemingly no apparent reason, no idea why this is the case. And the torso is definitely a female torso, but the waistlines are not really exaggerated as with most female torsos that LEGO do, which means it can be used for other genders. And then there is back printing, but it's obscured by the quiver, and there is the second face. Moving on to the next two figures. Here we have the two knights included in the set. One of them has a sword and shield, and the other has a halberd, I believe it is. Now, as far as I know, the sword is a brand new mold. I've never seen it used before, as well as the armor piece used for the knight which is currently on the right, with the knight with the sword and shield. Of course, these are the Black Falcon knights from the Black Falcon faction, and they both have the same style of helmet, and they both have the same printing on the torso and legs. But they do both have different faces. So as you can see, the one with the halberd is a female, and LEGO did also include hairpieces for both of these figures, so you can have them with their helmets off using the official pieces in the set. That is it for the minifigs, other than the husky or wolf, depending on how you see it. It's included in the set, was dual molded and with white printed on the nose, so it didn't have a grey snout. That's it for the minifigs of the set. Let's now move on to the main structure. So let's start by taking a look at the exterior of the building, and it is by far one of the most beautiful LEGO sets that I own. On the ground level there is, of course, the anvil outside, a barrel with two more of those swords, and there's a third one in the furnace. And the furnace actually has a light brick inside it, which is activated by pushing on the bellows here. And of course the bellows can be hinged up if you don't want the light brick activated. Now, of course, there's the stone brick detailing on the sides, which is probably the most boring part of the build, because you have to line them up very ridiculously. And the door is brick built, or plate built I should say, and that of course does swing open like so. There's the sign here, which of course is unhinged, so if you're like a stop motion animator, you can have that swinging back and forward. And there's a bone here for the dog, and a pumpkin patch with 2 stages of growth for the pumpkins. Some very nice carving detailing for these posts or pillars here. And in the back, there's another window, and there's a painless window here, which goes into the log storage, as you can see here. And then the logs are all at different lengths as well. Then there's this small little well with a bucket outside it. Of course, it doesn't go down very far. I mean, I can't get my finger in there, but it does. But it only, of course, only goes down to this plate. And next to it is this apple tree, which is a very interesting build. The most boring part of the build for the tree I found was building all these leaf clumps. And there is a target on the back for the blacksmith's wife to shoot at. Then on the second floor, of course, the chimney, or I should say the first floor, the chimney is continued up, and there's this curved beam, wooden beam. Again, the door is plate built and open inwards. Oops, like so. I'll fix that later. There is a lantern from the outside, of course, another window. There's this roof section here for the blacksmith's work area. And there's another. And there's this side. And the back side, which of course has this here, which is the pathway to the door. And then the roof is all made up of these Nexonites shield pieces. Sorry for the wonky angle there. And there's some probably moss growing on the top of the roof as well. A little sticky out bit. I don't know the technical name for this. And on the other side there is another window, I believe. Yes, there is another window here. And then the top of the chimney with two stacks. And then there's another window here. Now, of course, each floor is removable. And we're going to start by taking a look at the top floor or second floor. Swing around now, trying to hit the tree on the box. So in the box, and where you get into the interior of the roof section is you basically just lift it off like this. It's kept on with these two bumps at the bottom, and of course, the roof on the other side can be removed as well, but it's not as easy. So there is, of course, a very ornately carved bed, a nice bed sheet. There's a chest which has a backpack, and then there is a compass in there. And there's this bearskin rug, which is something I don't think Lego has ever done before. There's a fireplace there, single flame, and then a writing desk, and a candle which is meant to be carried around. Yeah, but it obviously cannot fit in the hand of minifig with the bar because it's too small as a connection space for the minifig hand to go in. And then obviously writing some sort of fairy tale or story, because it says once upon a time on the piece of paper that it's been written on. And of course, that is a print, because this is a Lego Ideas set, and you will never find a sticker in a Lego Ideas set unless it is a mirror. So let's roof back on and move on to the next floor, which basically can be easily accessed by removing the roof. If I can get it off. It's only connected by, I believe, 4 studs, this roof. We'll try not to drop it. Let's put it down over here. Oh dear. Broken this. I don't know what to call it. I'm just going to call it the horn of the roof. I don't know what to call that. Sorry if you can hear the traffic. I've got the windows wide open. It is very hot at the moment. And then on the interior here, of course, we've got the door, which I'm closing in, and then there's a carrot being chopped on the cutting desk, and there is a frying pan and a cleaver behind it, and then there is a fire, a log fire. Sorry, it's a bit grainy, at least on my screen it is. And the pot there is some carrot stew, really. This is probably a butter churn or something to washing clothes. I cannot pull this stick out because it is held in with a 1x1 cylinder. On the table there is a Lego chicken and some lettuce, some goblets, chairs, really nice build, 3 studs wide. They're a bit big, but they can see a minifig easily. And of course there's some nice candles on the outside, of the window. And then there's a barrel of probably maybe ale or beer, is what was most commonly drunk back in the medieval period. And that's pretty much it for this level. Moving on to the ground floor. There's another anvil in the centre of the room. There's a lot of space to put minifigs around the anvil. So a helmet here, that's been made. A cauldron, frying pan, some bar stock, ready for moulding into tools, bending into tools, hammering into tools, whatever you want to say. The door, of course, because it's closed. There's a broom, another hammer, and a shovel. And then there's some ingots of metal, and some metal. Some armor pauldrons hanging from the wall. Another shield, another Falcon Knight shield. And a grindstone which can be spun. Fortunately, there's no dial or knob on the outside which you can spin to make that turn without touching it. Some coal, and then there's the interior access to the fire. I did forget to mention that there is actually there's a little pool of water next to the furnace, and then on the anvil itself there is probably a heated up ingot. So let's put this back together and take a look at the cart. So the final part of the set is this cart. Of course, the horse is attached, and the horse can obviously be detached. Oops. And I'm not going to go through. And of course, the horse can be posed in any way you can with these 2 points of articulation. And of course, they do include a brick and a tile, so you can fill that gap in the horse. So you can just have the horse by itself. Of course, if you want to, you can of course put a saddle on that if you have one. They do not include one in the set. So this, of course, is on a ball. This is on a ball joint, so it can be spun around in any direction you like. Of course, limited by the actual socket of the ball joint. Then there's a bag. There's a bag in there, a sack, a lantern on the side. The sides are actually made of fences. This came off. Put that back on. So the sides are made of fences, and then there's another Falcon Knight's shield. I should say Black Falcon shield. And the knights, of course, can sit right here. Sit them both side by side with their weapons and helmets in the back. That is it for this set. Let's move on to the final thoughts. In my opinion, this is a very nice set and great display model, and there is great possibility for play. If you are thinking of picking up this model, I will warn you, it will set you back £135, and that is $150 and 150 euros. So it's not a cheap set, obviously, but I think it's well worth the money. You can, of course, if you're an avid medieval fan, you can put this in a medieval village diorama or in a castle. But it is definitely a very beautiful display model. That is it for this video. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and be sure to hit that notification bell so you never miss out on another video, and I will see you in the next video.